You'd never know it, but in the calm of a Scandinavian summer, there's a sporting spectacular in the centre of Copenhagen. So don't let appearances fool you. It's now full steam ahead for the world's best badminton players. We're down to the last 16 at the BWF World Championships, and only the strong will survive. A warm welcome to the Royal Arena. It's been our home for the last 3 days. We still have 4 courts in play here, and we're expecting some scintillating action over the next, well, 12 hours or so. Here's our lineup then, kicking off with the world's #1 women's doubles pair, Chen and Jia, as they continue their quest for a record 4th world title. Jolly and Pullela have it all to do. Then we switch to mixed, Chen and Toe of Indonesia in a fascinating clash with fast improving French pair Jiquel and Delru. It's their first ever meeting. The men's turn after that, Conando and Martin and Rankireddy and Shetty have won 5 World Tour titles between them this year. The Indians now the 2nd ranked pair in the world. More mixed to follow. Fung and Wang have been one of the stories of the season with victories in 3 continents. So home hopes Christensen and Boy start big underdogs. And there's more Danish interest in our 5th match, as the ultra-experienced Astrup and Rasmussen take on Ong and Theo of Malaysia for the first time in 4 years. Plenty more action to follow, and a lot of singles action too. Victor Axelsen will be here later on, Anders Antonsen as well as Xiao Tianchen and Tai Zhu Ying. So plenty to look forward to on Court 1. And just to mention, we are also live throughout the day on Court 2 as well. Here's the way the women's doubles draw has panned out. We are concentrating on that top match. Chen and Jia, the top-ranked pair in the world, the #1 seeds. Jolly and Pullela, as I mentioned, have a really big ask. The number 15 seeds from India. Interestingly, they've only actually ever met once, these 2 pairs. That was last year in the German Open. No surprise that Chen and Jia won in straight games. And talking of the top seeds, there they are. Bang on cue.
From China, Chen.
Watched them yesterday, and they were, well, magnificent, basically. Just dropped a handful of points in the match. They know that tougher tasks lie ahead, but without question, they're the pair to beat in the women's doubles. Only 5 women have ever won 3 world titles in women's doubles. They are, or 5 other women, so they're trying to make history with a 4th. These are the women trying to stop them, Teresa Jolly and Gayatri Pullela. They are ranked inside the world's top 20 now. I think they've just got to go out and enjoy it. Would that be the best advice, Bobby Griffin alongside me?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, they made the semi-finals at the All England earlier this year, and perhaps their best performance in their career so far. It's really difficult, though, because they're up against arguably the best women's doubles pair in badminton history. 140 weeks in total they've spent at world #1, well over a year consecutively at times. And, yeah, I mean, I can't see them flapping between now and after the Olympic Games next year.
Well, they've got that little bit of added incentive, as I mentioned, trying to win a 4th world title. Will put them clear of anyone else in women's doubles in the history of the World Championships. But it's 1 match at a time.
Yeah.
There is that one previous meeting I mentioned last year.
Okay, ladies, we have red or black. Who would like to choose? Black, red for you. Red, your choice. This side, serve or receive? Serve, who is serving? Pullela serving, receiving? Perfect.
So let's have a little look at these players in a bit more detail, starting with the Chinese pair, and Chen, well, not much more to be said about her, really. 26 now, Olympic silver medal in Rio, where they lost to Polly and Raheu. First World Championship win was in 2017, and then they've won it for the last 2 years as well. Been together a long time, nearly a decade. They were junior world champions in women's doubles. 14 world titles they've won. World Tour titles, sorry. Not quite 14 world titles. They're not even that good. That was that match I mentioned yesterday. Very straightforward. Half an hour only against Mayasari and Sugiyato. 3 wins this year on the World Tour: Malaysia, Singapore and Korea. And on the other side of the net, obviously much less experience. Teresa Jolly's just 20. They were up to number 14 back in May of this year. Got a Commonwealth Games bronze in Birmingham last summer. Pullela, of course, is the daughter of highly decorated former pro. And their progress through was pretty comfortable also, 18 and 10 against Chen and Yang of Chinese Taipei in just 38 minutes. So I want to put you in the position of Jolly and Pulella's coach, Bobby. What do you say to them at the start here?
It's really difficult. I mean, we've seen some success from Japanese pairs and Korean pairs against Chen and Jia over the recent years and months. As we look at Fabio Beto, our umpire for this one. Who's our service judge, Trevor?
It's Kamasha Robertson Martins of Belgium.
If they're able to try and play the long game, they might have a chance. I don't think this hall in particular suits that, though, so I think it's a tough test for anybody. But we look at some recent tournaments where Chen and Jia have been beaten. Kim So-yeon and Kong Hee-young have managed to do it a couple of times. Their head-to-head, for example, against the Koreans in the last 4 is 2-all. So, and that's in always semi-finals or finals. So it is possible, but you need a rock-solid defence, and you need to be able to control the shuttle in the rear court to force some errors out of them, because they're so strong. They're so strong. They're so smart. They're so aggressive in attack. That big lefty-righty combination causes problems. Chen Qingchen is possibly the best badminton player I've ever seen. That's how good she is. Yeah, difficult.
Ladies and gentlemen, on my right, Chen Qingchen and Jia Yifan, China. And on my left, Teresa Jolly and Gayatri Gopichan Pullela, India.
Got their supporters in the hall.
Gayatri Gopichan Pullela to serve to Jia Yifan. Lavo, play.
So here we go, possibly the hardest job in badminton at the moment for Jolly and Pullela. Trying to do something against the world #1 pair.
1, love.
Thing is with Chen and Jia, when they get on a roll, they just reel off points very, very quickly. Before you know it, you're 7 or 8 points adrift and the game's gone.
Yeah, once they're ahead, it's difficult to catch them. And they're not just on a roll in matches or in games either. They're on a roll in world badminton tournaments. Obviously, this circuit, this world tour that we have, you go back to the same tournaments each year, or quite often. So they've played a total of 26 different events around the world.
1.
Of those 26 that are available that they've been in, they've won 20. Now, they've only got 6 left. I wonder, it's like ticking off,
That's nearly 80%.
It's ridiculous. And I don't know whether there are other players or pairs out there in history that have managed to win everything they've ever entered, but I wonder whether that's come into their heads. And they're going to try to have had a title at every event on the World Tour.
There's one to test the badminton statisticians out there.
Well, some of our colleagues might know a bit better about that later. We'll find out.
2.
Well, an encouraging start here for the Indian pair.
What a rally. Yes, that's superb from Jolly. They're using the middle well, the Indians, and they're also able to control their length in defense. So they're really stretching the Chinese like they are here.
What I like about this also is they are clearly no respecters of reputation. They haven't come out just to, you know, shrink to the back of the court and soak up non-stop pressure. They're trying to take it to the world #1 pair, and that's good to see. Early stages, but good signs. Mighty impressive.
5-2.
Like lightning at the net there, Pullela.
I can see the Chinese going all out for the initiative soon. They're defending like this a bit too often. Off return of serve straight away, giving away the attack, or in that case, making that mistake. Allowing the Indian pair to attack is not the answer here, so that's a bit more like it. But then again, they're straight on defense.
Service over.
Well, that shuttle was in the air a long time. The call came from, I think, from Xia, and Chen let it go.
You know, this lady, Chen is the most accomplished world junior in history, with eight gold medals. It's unheard of. There's only 3 events in your year.
Yeah.
4
And the mixed team,
6.
so I suppose there's 4. But to win golds at juniors a couple of years young, it's a phenomenal achievement, and nothing had been seen like that before she did it, and nothing has been since. Desperate in defense, the Chinese. This is clever from the Indians, and they're moving at a great pace too.
Well, that looked like it was going to be wide.
That is why this is superb. The standard here, it's like watching a final.
They've been playing for 4 minutes.
6.
And one of the few points there where Chen and Xia actually out-fought Jolly and Pullela. Just got him out of position. Haven't seen that much so far. So 6-2 down to 6-5.
Get ready.
4 straight points for the Chinese.
I do wonder sometimes, and not just in this instance, that when the rare occasion when a women's doubles pair gets a significant lead over Chen and Xia, as Jolly and Pullela had, whether they get a bit of a nosebleed, kind of realise the enormity of potentially what they're about,
So it's
and
both
suddenly it kind
too
of
high.
makes them tense up a little bit.
7-all.
Well, service fault called on Chen.
Got a serve from below 1.15 metres. Service judge Kamasha Robertson Martins on the case there.
Oh, if only. Came off the frame. That's lovely.
Fantastic reactions and racket control from Chen. Brilliant.
8-7.
She really backs herself in the mid-court here. There's a that's a great save. And she steps forward and whips this one forehand back to the oncoming Pullela it was, but with enough confidence to know that she's not going to receive anything too tight or too heavy, and just waiting for that cross block. Superb.
And I think a lot of the time with lesser players,
9.
you see errors with that kind of shot. They go wide, too wide. She didn't need to hit the line. She didn't need to go within 2 feet of the line, and that's it. And she didn't.
She
knew they weren't going to get there.
Yeah, she attacks and she expects it to come back. And sometimes people go all out, like you're saying, and either go for the line for a winner or go for a shot that know it's in, but they're not ready for the next one if it comes back, and that's what sets her above.
Well, that's successive aces now. And she's got the receiver in all kinds of trouble here, second guessing.
Seven out of 8 points as well for the Chinese.
Yeah, make that 8 out of 9. 11-7 it is as they go for the mid-game break. More of the same, please.
She's one of the best servers in the game, Jay Fan. So deceptive and accurate. And that serve set that up. That's a 0.1 from that serve there, and the previous point, or the one before, was an ace as well.
Court 1, 20 seconds. Court 1, 20 seconds. Coaches, return to your chairs. Teresa, Gayatri. Thank you. Thank you. Players. Jaifan. Chen. We are not having the TV signal there, so you will not see the challenge if you call, but I have it here, okay? Thank you. Yep. 1 second.
Umpire Fabio Betti just explaining to the players that whilst Hawkeye challenges are available, we won't actually see them on the big screen here, but he will see them on his own little monitor. So they are still in play.
We have to repair that.
But the players won't be able to see them in the stadium. Just to reiterate, we should be able to show you these challenges, but we're just waiting while they confirm all is well with the technology here. I think the Indian coaches will be quite encouraged by the first half of that first game. I mean, okay, they're 11-7 down, but certainly in the initial stages, they look really good. Oh, we need the repairers in. We need some gaffer tape. No job in the world you can't solve with gaffer tape.
I think they will be encouraged, Trevor, but also I think it wasn't quite the fastest start for the Chinese. I think they were a bit slower than we normally see them, and they warmed up to it pretty quickly. If they maintain the pace they're at, the Chinese, from here, I think it's going to be a very, very difficult test for Jolly and Pullela.
See, it just takes 30 seconds. When you got your gaffer tape, you're sorted. So 11-7 it is in favour of the number 1 seeds.
11-7. Play.
In this round of 16.
Great shot.
Service over, 8-11.
That overhead deceptive. Sliced it, took all the pace off. And just slowed her racket arm down at the last second.
Not saying by any means that Jolly and Pullela are going to be the heirs apparent for the two Chinese, but I think they've got a huge future in the game. Only 20, both of them.
Service over, 12-8.
Yeah, and at 20 years old, they've picked up 2 medals at the Commonwealth Games already, haven't they?
They were actually excellent in Birmingham. I had the privilege of being there last summer, and yeah, I mean, might have actually gone even further. Very, very impressive for women so young. Immediate challenge. That was synchronized, wasn't it? The arms of Chen and Jia went up simultaneously, and when you see that, you suspect that the line call was incorrect.
Yeah. We noticed the Chinese here are playing without as much power from the back.
Correction.
Intentionally, and that challenge is successful. Well out, actually, wasn't it?
13-8.
You can usually tell, Connie, when it's as quick and as joint as that, so to speak. You know it's probably an error from the line judge, and they really don't make too many.
Wonderful. Well, that is patient again.
14-8.
And that's what they're so good at. Some of the previous shots in the rally, you could put a bit more onto it and take a bit more of a risk. But the Chinese don't. They just stay patient until they get a weak reply.
Seems a long time ago they were 6-2 up, the Indians. Almost like beware the cornered tiger. They kind of irritated the Chinese by making such a good start. And they've fought back ferociously, Chen and Jia.
Big miss here from Ji Fan. What was that?
I don't see that very often, do you?
No. There we go. There's slower pace shots until you're really in position. But that's an example of one. She hit that in position, but with pace, and immediately she's in trouble.
Yeah.
Chen. And that's why on this end of the court, they're playing with slower shots. Because that happens. Exactly like that. You play with too much pace, and because the Indians are playing with the drift, they can just whip it back.
14.
As long as they take out the front person, the rest of the court's wide open.
Yeah, a lot of space to land that shuttle there.
Matthias Bo, the doubles coach, helping out. Was that Gopi Chan sat next to him?
It may well have been.
And what about Indian doubles lately, with this pair in women's doubles coming up through? And Ranki Reddy and Shetty pushing forwards. We'll see them later today, I believe.
Yeah, they're
match 3
third
here.
match on, yeah, and their season has been phenomenal. I'm looking forward to that. Saw them win at the Commonwealth Games last summer.
They seem to be winning everything, don't they? Lately.
Yeah, that was kind of the start, and since then they've just gone crazy.
10. Gayatri, Trisa, get ready quicker.
That's nice from Chen, holding the attack.
Whoa! That's almost an exhibition shot. It's ridiculous.
17-10.
Johnny was scrambling after it.
What about this? On the forehand as well. Terrific control. One shot sometimes can change the rally.
Thank you.
And this time it was a winner.
$17-10.
Well, it's out, but those flickers have got the Indians in trouble, haven't they?
Unbelievable.
The last sort of, I reckon at least half the last dozen serves have been flickers.
They get everyone in trouble, actually. It's so deceptive.
Service over, 18-12. Yeah.
Not sure the scoreline completely reflects the pattern of the play we've seen so far, because Johnny and Pullela have certainly kept these two women honest. They've made them play at or close to the top of their game.
Yeah, the momentum's shifted a few times, hasn't it? And really, it's just a case of, well, it's called out and a challenge here, I think, from Pullela. It's a case of they've got a game plan, and when they manage to execute, the Chinese are not struggling, but they're in a fight, a fierce fight.
Was long, so
unsuccessful.
game points here for Chen and Gia.
Jia Fan, I think a bit of water went down the wrong way.
12. Yep. You need that.
Yeah, that might be Johnny Pulella's best chance. Try and poison them. She's all right. Well, they've had a number of metaphorical pats on the back over the last 5 or 6 years. There's a literal one. We've all been there, haven't we? We've all been there.
Yeah.
It's really not pleasant.
I thought I was going to die once, you know. I choked on a piece of toothpaste that got stuck in my throat. And life really did flash before my eyes. Let's hope.
They say flashing twice a day is good for you.
Yes.
Well, she can have a bit of a rest in a moment, because presumably, because 8 game points here. for the Chinese pair.
Wow.
Oh, surprising miss. Fair, I assume it's 1 in 20 of those.
13-20.
And that's 2 we've seen in sort of 5 or 6 rallies from the Chinese to finish this game.
I don't think it's going to be overly costly, however. Still 7 game points here. Really like this from Jolly and Pullela. 100% commitment to the cause, even when almost certainly they're going to lose this opening game. Making the Chinese pair play another shot, and now another point. That'll do it. 21-14 it is. It took 22 minutes, though, and 22 very entertaining minutes at that. World number 1 pair in front by 1 game to love.
Big cross smash from Chen, going across the body. Pullela gets a chance to have a chat with Dad.
After the course. Just keep a look. They also ask him to wipe the computer there.
这个在这边没有问题。
对，还是往前站，因为这边球那个风会往前吹，不要老是起跳去杀，他球会往前吹的时候，进攻的时候还站稳，看着别在打。不着急情况。好。
他的发还是比较重要的。对。就基于他的发短球。哎，你们传照片我今天没看到哎，现在评价感觉是。 刚刚在说嘛，
Court 1, 20 seconds. Court 1, 20 seconds.
Coaches, go to your chairs.
Mention at Dad there. Pullela Gopichand's win at the All England in 2001 is kind of a massive red letter day in Indian badminton history.
Yeah, when your name's Pullela Gopichand, just that alone will give you some confidence, won't it?
Now I'm curious if the Indian pair can kind of sustain the level they showed us in that first game, albeit in defeat. So we had some terrific rallies and they played a full part in it.
So it's ball called.
Well, that's twice.
Yeah.
Service over 1-0.
Okay, she says.
Service challenge does have those little plastic blocks, you can see there on the right in front of her to gauge whether the serve's too high or not.
Ball. Both of you touch the shuttle. Service over.
Oh.
2-1.
Not getting the breaks at the moment. Good spot though from umpire Fabio Beto.
That is a good spot. And you don't see that all that often. The shot came off with decent quality.
Yeah.
And here you see the Chinese hitting down harder earlier. Instead of trying to lay off and play soft, they hit hard because they can. They've got that added bit of drift behind them. It's more likely their attack's going to do more damage and force a weak reply. So if the Indians don't prevent the Chinese attack, this could run away.
And again, and again.
4-1.
The masterpiece of flick serving at the moment from this pair.
She's the best in the world at serving, Jai Fan.
This is looking very ominous, isn't it, for Pullela and Jolie?
Yeah, simply the serve was attacking enough. And because she'd flicked with such quality at previous points, Pullela doesn't want to jump forwards on this serve. She has to wait that just fraction more, and then her shot's going up. And Chinese straight away on the attack. Wow. Too much firepower.
6-1. Chen.
It's a pure barrage of attack here from Chen. Cool, that would have hurt too.
He's looking at his watch. He might have an appointment shortly. And he probably will be able to make it the way things are going.
They've probably got a training session at 1 p.m. or something.
1.
Yeah, well, I think they'll be early, the way this game started. I mean, it's in total contrast to the first game, as you say. The end makes a massive difference. But at the moment, Jolie and Pullela just can't get into the game at all.
They need to get Jai Fan off serve for one. That's the big challenge. There we go.
Service over. 2-7.
They'll need to push up the court in defence and try and stop the Chinese taking the initiative and getting the lift. And if they can get a little bit more time on the shuttle around the mid-court and go flat and fast into the rear corners, playing into the drift, that's easier this end. Then they can try and get the shuttle behind the Chinese. That might work, but it's so difficult against
yeah,
this pair.
flat game's the way, isn't it? But far easier said than done.
Yeah. When Chen cuts that out, for example, it's all over. They need to get the shuttle past her if they're going to push. Need some deception there. Need the skills to be either chip net and get the lift, or a deceptive shot. So Chen can't read it.
So this game going by in the blink of an eye at the moment. Well, that was better. That was past Chen before she was really able to react.
Four.
11-3 it is, in what's proving quite a one-sided second game so far. Marching steadily towards the quarterfinals. Chen and Jia, 11-3 at the break.
सर्व के पास वो पीछे कर रहा है तो take a chance but in the front I will reach a little bit yourself. Keep trying yourself. Don't outrage.
41 seconds. 120 seconds.
All in, no rallies here. Forget about the score, 1 point at a time. Good luck.
11-3. Play. Service over. 4-11.
A little bit complacent from Chen. Just a touch. Tried a bit too much. It's landed in, I think.
Yeah, misjudgment. The back of the court from Jia.
Yeah, well in.
Well, they've come out fighting after the interval, these two, 3 points in a row.
Yeah, it's clever return of serve from Jia Yifan, but for some reason she wasn't ready for the next shot. Fantastic. That's what she does better than most people in the world.
Service over. 12-6.
Part anticipation, part execution, and part just sheer natural talent.
That's exactly it. That was great at outstretch. She reaches this one. And she's so fast, left to right. So solid. And now they make a move, but they both went early.
They were just completely marooned, weren't they?
7-13.
When Chen started to push forward, it's only the blink of an eye. But why Jia Yifan did the same, I don't know. Lovely shot going over the top from the Indians. Role reversal, that is, for the Chinese. Chen spending a lot more time at the back of the court today. But Jia's got a head in the game too, pushing forwards at the right time. Chinese coaches look pretty pleased with what they're seeing. Oh, that's that flick serve. Didn't quite come off this time.
Service over, 8-14.
Jolly looks fired up.
Service over, 15-8.
Great placement that was of the smash.
Just so quick to take advantage of anything, just a little lax.
Every example there of why she's the best in the world. The tense-looking shot that from Pullela. Nervous. Unsure how to win a rally. Have to back themselves here, the Indians. Last chance, I would say. It's a masterclass, this, Trevor, from the Chinese pair. And it's off the tape as well. That was a fortunate bit of luck.
On the line,
lovely.
Just inside the line.
It's a massive underdog story now, isn't it, to come back from here. It's a terrific match. You know, badminton fans, whether you're listening and watching from India, from Denmark, from Latvia, wherever you are in the world, got to be enjoying this.
Thank you.
Not sure they're enjoying it quite so much.
The Latvians or the Indians?
The Indian coaching staff. Although, I mean, it's a learning curve for them, to be fair, isn't it, for Jolly and Pullela. Only going to improve for having these kind of experiences. Only the second time they've ever played the world #1 pair. And I think if you throw it forward, I don't know, 2 or 3 years, I think Jolly and Pullela are going to be, without question, top 5.
Well, I heard one of our colleagues earlier in the week commentating and said something that I liked. There's players and pairs here looking for medals, and there are players here looking for an education.
Right.
And that's a chance here, I think, for the Indians to drag this out as long as they can.
Which may only be another point now. There's 11 match points.
But every minute, every 30 seconds, you're on court against Chen and Jia, and you're trying something and it works, trying something that doesn't work. It teaches you a lot to take back home into training, to give the coaches something to analyse.
Well, most students have to pay for an education. They've had 40 minutes free, and 40 minutes is where it ends. 21-9 in that second game in favour of Chen and Jia. And as you said, a masterclass from the #1 seeds, safely through to the quarterfinals, and now 3 wins away from making badminton history
Match won by Tang Tin
as the
Chen
only
and
women
Johnny
to
Fan,
have won
21-14, 21-9.
world titles. You wouldn't bet against them doing it.
不对，我刚刚那个1.5真可以拿到这来了。
Strong favourites for me to do it.
这是什么？
21-14, 21-9, 42 minutes, the official match time.
哦，亲爱。
Biggest problem they had was when Jia had an issue taking a drink of water. Crowd very appreciative. They know when they see class, sheer class. Well, we're going to move to mixed doubles next. This is a fascinating one. Chen and To of Malaysia against Shikel and Delru, now in the top 10 in the world. Coming your way in just a moment. Well, a warm welcome back to wonderful, wonderful Copenhagen. I was in the town last night. Beautiful summer's evening. You'll see all these tourists go past on the boats. Restaurants and bars just about everywhere you look. You know, a really relaxed setting. Not going to be too relaxed, I think, in this mixed doubles match, because hard to pick a winner out of this. Chen and To of Malaysia up against Shikel and Delru from France, who dismissed Ellis and Smith yesterday in pretty